Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back
It's time.
to what will now be the TGW review of Wrestlemania 34.
34 years, man.
Oh, that's what I like about WrestleMania is I always know which number it is and how old Mackenzie is because they're the same.
That's half the
And
battle right there.
the thing is, Mackenzie's birthday is tomorrow. So WrestleMania always falls really close to her birthday.
Lucky you got a good memory thing. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I know there's a term for it, but I can't. A mnemonic? Is that the term?
I have no idea. So, with this review, we will also be revealing the outcome of the predictions that we made that I actually got wrong on Twitter, much to your dismay, sir.
You know, I kind of thought it didn't sound right, but I was like, well,
it was the one match. I screwed up on one match, and it screwed up the rest of the show.
Whoopsie.
But we'll get to that when we get to it.
I thought I was going to be off the hook.
Nope, you absolutely are not. And I'm going to have help with that, just so you're aware.
God.
So, on the kickoff show, I don't want to spend too much time talking about what happened on the kickoff show because it really wasn't all that important.
Nope.
We had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, in which I predicted Dolph Ziggler and you predicted Matt Hardy, and you actually came out the winner out of all those guys that were in the Battle Royal. You came out the winner having Matt Hardy win. Good job.
Oh, it's all downhill from there. Well, I don't know. He seemed as good as person as any to win it. I mean,
with the way they've been building him and with the final deletion thing and everything, I don't remember if it was final deletion or ultimate deletion. One was WWE and one was TNA. I don't remember. But I like what they're doing with him and Bray now because I've been wanting to see this team for like 2.5, 3 years. Ever since Matt started the Broken Universe in TNA. And now it's finally coming to fruition, and I could not be more stoked about it.
Yeah, I think they're going to be better together than they are against each other. Although I can definitely see why they put them against each other to start with, because of the same reason it makes them a good, a good match.
Right. Now it's important to note that, important to note for TGW's sake, that Monday on Raw, Jeff Hardy made his return as Jeff Hardy, not as Brother Nero. So, what it's looking like for the next game is that Jeff Hardy may be a single star, and Matt and Bray are going to be a tag team.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So, yeah, that'll be an interesting little dynamic when that wonderful giant draft comes up.
I'm telling you, if you gotta listen to the ENC podcast with Matt and Jeff on it from WrestleMania weekend. Because
I will. I'm going to.
Matt's on there doing that character. Dude, it's so fucking funny. Some of this shit come out of his mouth.
I'll probably listen to that this weekend while I'm working on Injustice. Because I listen to music, or I watch old wrestling stuff anyway while I'm working on Injustice, just so I can. And it's not like I can watch the old wrestling stuff, but I love to listen to the commentary.
It's definitely good background stuff when you're working on a game.
Yeah,
working on anything.
Give me Gorilla and Bobby commentary any day of the week, and I don't even have to see what's going on in the ring, especially since I've seen everything so many times.
Stop.
You know, because something happened to the medial collateral ligament.
The gluteus maximus muscle. He went to the well once too often. It's the immovable force meets the irresistible object, or whatever. I got that wrong.
Yeah, you had that backwards.
The irresistible force meets the immovable object. That was one of his big ones. I love that.
Hey, okay, so Matt Hardy wins the Battle Royal, which takes the predictions after the first match to 1-0 for you, sir.
Yay!
Now, just as a little break, I want to do something fun. Because I saw this on a recent episode of Ride Along. Have you ever played the wrestling name game?
Which one?
Where, okay, if I said, let's just, okay, Randy Savage, you would have to come up with a wrestler that began with S.
Oh, the first letter of the last name?
Right.
I've never played that before.
Okay, let's play real quick.
Oh God, you already got somebody picked out.
No, you can go first.
Dolph Ziggler.
Z Gangsta.
Oh.
Zeus. Aha! You thought you were gonna fool me.
I thought that's what you were gonna do to me.
I'm gonna go. I can't go with Zeus because it's only one word. I will go with him as Z Gangsta.
Z Gangsta. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Val Venus.
Oh, come on. Wait a minute here. Vader. Oh, wait. Big Van Vader? That's still V.
It's still V.
Come on. V. Wow. All the wrestlers I've seen all the years, and everybody escapes me. Viano 4. I mean,
okay.
Technically it's not his last name, but...
No, but we can go with F. And I'm going to go with... I'm not going to go... I don't want to go with somebody obvious. Okay, I guess I'm going to go with somebody obvious. Finn Balor.
Brian Knobbs.
Okay. Conan. Oh, wait, that's only one. Shit.
Did he have a... Wasn't he...
Okay.
K-Dog.
Keith Lee. Keith Lee.
Keith Lee. Lance Storm.
I was going to say Lance Armstrong.
I had wrong sport.
Lance Storm. Salvatore Sincere.
Ooh.
So we're still on S.
Sensational Sherry.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that. Sid Justice. I was going to go with Vicious, but we already did V, and I couldn't stump you that bad.
Just incredible.
Just incredible. C. Well, no, that's one. Crap. C. Well, okay. Chris Masters. Almost went with Chris Candido, but that's still C.
Yeah. Chris Masters. Man Mountain War.
You mean Man Mountain Rock?
Man Mountain Rock, yeah, sorry. I knew it was Man Mountain something. Wasn't... I might be mixing him up with somebody else from WCW, because it seems like there's... Let's see, M.
Yeah.
Michelle, well, that's still M. Mary Kanellis, or whatever her name.
Yeah, Maria Kanellis.
Maria Kanellis.
Okay, so we're back to K.
Shit, I didn't think about that shit.
Back to K. Kurt Angle.
Andrade Cien Almas.
You're gonna give me another A. I'm gonna take her from you. I'm gonna take her from you. Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss.
I snatched her from you.
Oh, Alexa Bliss. Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Back to L. Lindsay Dorado.
Ooh. Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Dr. Tom Pritchard. P. Percy Watson.
Percy Watson. Oh, ooh. W.
Ooh, now you're stuck with a W.
I mean, there's only been 3 million wrestlers. I mean, surely to God. Let's see here. Man. I started to say woman, but that's only one word. I don't know. She wasn't technically a wrestler, but
No.
W, man.
You want to take a mulligan on that one? Do you want to concede?
Wait, I mean, W is, it's not, it's kind of a weird letter, but it doesn't seem like it should be that hard to think of somebody, especially if you include the women.
What if I said to you, NXT General Manager?
I don't remember who it is. I'm drawing a blank.
Because he wasn't on TakeOver.
Yeah, exactly. William Regal.
There you go.
William does. I bet there's other Williams. Oh, well.
Well, I mean, Steve Regal, but...
Oh.
Okay. So I have R. Repo Man.
Repo Man. M. Mantar. Or that's one word, isn't it?
Uh-huh. I think if we're gonna go with one word, it has to be the last letter of the name.
Okay.
That way we can still... Yeah.
Mantar.
So, Mantar is acceptable, and that puts me right back to R. Ryback.
K. Now the ball's in my court with the K. Ooh, man. Kofi Kingston.
So you give me another K. Ken Shamrock.
Good one. Satino Morello. Satino Morello.
Oh, good one, Santino. Hi, Miss Santino.
He was funny. He's nice too, man. He's one of the few wrestlers I got to meet in real life. He was really cool.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Mr. Kennedy. Back to K.
God dang it. Alright. K. Oh, no. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. Think about the ladder match from Takeover.
Oh, Killian Dane.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a beast of a man.
Let's see. Well, I mean, going with D, you kind of have to go with self high five. DDP.
Diamond Dallas Page. P, huh? Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle. You couldn't even say Paul Bearer, could you?
Oh, I guess I could.
Percy Pringle. Oh, I know. Just because we were just talking about her. Peyton Royce.
Oh, my Australian Lita.
There you go.
You know, I thought I'd seen her in a match before, and I did. I seen her in that 4-way match.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The other night was the first time I really noticed her. I'm like, who is that?
And you haven't seen Billy Kay. Did you watch SmackDown yet?
No. Actually, I didn't get a chance to watch either one of them.
Okay. Wait, because her partner is Billy Kay, so they're both Australian.
Oh.
Just saying.
Aussies. Lasses.
You're back on R, sir.
Okay, wait. This shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be that hard.
No, it shouldn't.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Good one. Oh, back to S. Back to S. What the hell can I use for S? Oh, duh, Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Put you right back to R.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, good one.
I guess she counts now.
Good one. Randall Keith Orton.
Oh. Even had to bust out the full name there.
And I've already got something if you can't come up with an O.
See. I started to see somebody. That's his last name, not his first name. Ole Anderson.
Oh, good one. Good one. Ole Anderson. Adam Bomb.
Adam Bomb. Back to B. Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix. You put me back on P, you bastard.
Could have been K.
Aha. Because I can use his first name. Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn. Oh, you already said that. Never mind. Sami Zayn.
Sammy. Oh, you dick. Oh, you... Wait.
Uh-oh.
Zack Ryder.
Nice.
It just popped into my head.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. F. Friar Ferguson.
God. That's a deep cut
that had
right
almost
there.
one match in WWE before he had to change his persona.
The Bastion Booker.
Oh,
Friar.
God.
F.
And the first thing I thought for F was one you can get me with because it's another double F.
Double F. No, but I'm going to piss you off. Ready? Farouk.
Q? bastard! Q?
There's got to be at least one. Somewhere. Oh no, he's a UFC. Never mind. So I thought. Actually, I think you could get out of this one with the technicality.
I have something, but it's. Can I use a tag team name?
Sure.
The Quebecers. Good one, though. God, good one.
Queen Sherry.
Doesn't work because it was sensational, Queen Sherry, and you already said it.
Well, I didn't. I thought it was Queen Sherry, but yeah.
Oh no, you're on S.
Oh, thank God.
Because it was Quebecers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just counting the law. I said, no. S, huh? Steve Austin.
Good one. Back to A. Yeah, okay. I'll bust out an old one, even though it was Steve Lombardi's character. Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
Oh man, that's another deep cut right there.
That's another S.
I can work with that.
We're gonna run out of S, I swear to God.
It's Sting.
Sting. Ooh, gee. Gangrel.
L. I already said that. Let's see. Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows. Back to G. Oh. Great Khali.
Ooh, back to K. Ugh. I don't know if this one works because I don't know how the name was laid out. It was King Harley Race.
Ooh. I'm going to give you that one on a technicality.
Was it King Harley Race or was it Harley Race? Harley. I don't remember how he.
No, it was King Harley Race. Back in God, that was the late 80s?
Yeah.
Mid to late 80s, maybe?
When he came into WWE for
a minute.
Yeah, it wasn't real long. A cup of coffee, oh yeah. Dig it.
All right. Rick Martel.
Mike Knox.
Mike Knox. Back to K. Back to K. Oh, Cassius Ohno.
Cassius Ohno. Let's see. Oh. Ooh.
You're back to O, sir.
Otunga. That was David Otunga, right?
Yup.
That's what I thought.
I tell you, you pulling out that Ole Anderson one earlier, that was pure genius.
That was just I was like, oh, Ole, it's right there. It's so. Weren't we doing a WrestleMania review?
Yeah, we are still doing a WrestleMania review, but we need to break it up.
Okay. Oh. Man, that's a.
Plus, this will be really fun to go back and listen to.
Yeah, especially if some of these letters are starting to exhaust some of the more popular names. O was a tricky one, man, because I don't know many people whose name starts with an O, whose first name starts with an O. besides Ole Anderson. You know,
You can concede, and we can get back to the WrestleMania review, and then.
Let me think for a sec here. Oh, it's a tricky one. Indeed. I can't. My brain keeps going Otunga, and I'm like, no, that's not his name.
I'm just waiting for people to listen to this, and they're screaming this name that I have in my head.
Man, if I can't think of something in a second, I'm gonna have to. I'm trying to go back to the old wrestlers here. Oliver Humperdinck.
Oh, was he a wrestler or was he a manager? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter.
You know, I was trying to think that. I don't know if he was both or not.
Oh, man. Good one.
That was another one. That's from listening to those podcasts, man. I've heard all those names so many times.
Good one.
That's about it. I get another, I don't know, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hakushi.
Huh? Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we've even had one of those yet.
I gave you that one. I'm throwing you a bone here, man.
Well, if it's that obvious, I probably won't be able to think of it. Erwin R. Shyster.
Oh, that wasn't the one I was thinking of. Oh, good one. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, I've already got somebody in mind that you could think of for the last letter of this one. And I just popped into my head, so it's easy. Sonny.
Oh. The Yeti.
Son of a... What was that? Is that an I?
Either one you want to do.
Because I would think it would be the Yeti. Y-E-T-I. They just... Tony Schiavone pronounced it the Yeti.
Oh, yeah, it's an I. He was just being an idiot.
Okay. The reason I threw you a bone. Isaac Yankem.
Ooh.
And now it's also a Y, so it's back to the same one that I was just thinking of.
Good old I Yankem, huh? Why?
And this Y was actually, at one point, the tag team championship partner of the O that I was thinking of that you couldn't think of. Which means we're going to end it here because I just gave away the good O. Ha-ha! Giggity.
Not if I can't... God. Not if I can't think of it. Okay, why? I don't know, I might be stumped on this one. Why? This isn't like this should be that hard one either. Man.
You got nothing?
Oh, it's bugging the hell out of me. Yokozuna.
Ah, you got it.
Oh man. And now I know who your O is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I got you.
All right, we're gonna call it on that though.
Okay. That was fun.
Good.
That was fun.
That was so much fun.
That'd be cool to get a couple other people who know wrestling in on that one.
Oh yeah.
God knows what names.
Get Matt and Brian in on that.
Oh Jesus.
Good Lord, would that be fun?
At least Matt. I don't even know if Brian still watches wrestling. Actually, I guess I don't know. I don't even know if Matt still watches it. Really. I haven't seen
Matt goes to every WrestleMania.
Okay, well, I haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah, look at his Facebook, dude. His Facebook is covered with stuff. Okay, so thank you for indulging us if you're still with us.
Yeah, I've never actually played that before. I haven't.
I haven't either. I just saw it on an episode of Ride Along, and I was like, that would be really fun to play.
I thought you were going to play the name.
We took that for a while.
Yeah, a good 20-something minutes, I think. We're 32 minutes in, so...
Well, it's just because we know wrestling.
Wrestling. R-A-S-S-I-O-N, that's wrestling.
On. For you to come up with freaking Ole Anderson and the Yeti.
The Yeti. It's the Yeti. He's humping him to death. My God.
I almost said Papa Shango for one of the P's.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So, Cruiserweight Championship match. Let me know when you get the crawl done.
I'm good to go.
Okay. Cruiserweight Championship match. The culmination of a mini-week 16-man single elimination tournament. Now that Drake Maverick has taken over 205 Live and, well, for kayfabe's sake anyway, because Triple H has completely taken over 205 Live and Vince isn't touching it.
Yay!
Which means 205 Live has been exponentially better since Enzo got fired. Cedric Alexander against Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, who cosplayed as Sub-Zero. Did he not look like Sub-Zero to you?
Now that you say that, yeah. I think I told you during the review show, I didn't even really know who this was. I know who Cedric Alexander is.
Well, yeah, because you used him in the game.
Hell yeah.
Not much to say about this one. Not as good as any of the tournament matches prior. It was a basic, kind of lackluster cruiserweight match.
It was definitely a pre-show match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Cedric finally getting the title that I believe has been promised to him for at least 4 months.
It would be cool to see going forward because like I said, it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't like, oh my God, like it was just kind of quick overall. I mean, it was...
on 205 Live since then, Mustafa came out and congratulated him, yada yada yada, and Buddy Murphy came and attacked him. So I'll be interested to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, nothing really much to say about that match.
Yeah, Cedric Alexander walks away as the new Cruiserweight champion.
Now that they finally have a Cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
Let's just hope he doesn't fall under the same curse as all the other Cruiserweight champions.
Yeah, really, man. It's starting to get kind of
freaky. That title is cursed. I legit believe that title is cursed.
Cedric Alexander, sports extra... or, never mind. I said the wrong word. Grows extra head. Appendages.
Yeah, right? Just another head to punch in the face.
Yes. He'll be over, by God.
So after that, we had the inaugural WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Wonderful name.
Yeah, it's supposed to be what the Moolah.
The Fabulous Moolah. But again, that's not something that we're going to get into.
No. There's plenty of other people.
Anybody who's listening to this knows the story.
And there's plenty of other people who have way more insight than we do on it, who have things to say about it.
Exactly. Once again, we're just fans doing this. Now, I made myself a little list last night.
Are you checking it twice?
I actually am, because I'm checking it right now. So here's the thing. With this women's revolution, or evolution, or whatever you want to call it, they've been doing all these first-time matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
In every one of these matches, there has been a different winner. Every single one of them. So they're spreading the wealth. And I've got a list here. I'll go over it in a second. They're spreading the wealth of all these first-time matches. And there's a couple of points I want to bring up about it, because there's so many people that are upset about the way the fallout of the Raw women's title match.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a theory about that. Again, just a fan, just my own theory, just my own opinion. So, the first ever Iron Man match, Bayley won. I don't know if it was the first, but it was a huge, Falls Count Anywhere match between Charlotte and Sasha on Raw. It main evented Raw. Sasha won. So that's Bayley, Sasha.
That was a great ending to that match, too.
Yeah, it was.
Brutal.
Yeah. Money in the Bank, Carmella. Royal Rumble, Asuka. Elimination Chamber, Alexa Bliss. And now this WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, Naomi. Which...
neither one of us got right.
Right, neither one of us got right, so no points awarded there. But yeah, different winners in every one of these matches. And I love that.
Well, when you say
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, when you say all those names, man, I mean, that's a lot of talent.
Yeah, it is. And now what else can they do first time ever? Oh, and I forgot to mention
Elimination Chamber.
No, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that one.
Charlotte, right?
That was Charlotte, so that kind of negates my opinion, my theory, but I'll still give it.
But that's only...
Yeah, I totally forgot to put that one in there.
That's still only one duplicate out of all those matches, though. Or is it? Wait a minute.
Well, no, because none of those other matches were ones that Charlotte won.
Oh, my fault.
No, so it's, let's see, Bayley with the Iron Man, Sasha with the Falls Count Anywhere, Carmella Money in the Bank, Charlotte with Hell in a Cell, Asuka Royal Rumble, Bliss with Elimination Chamber, and Naomi with the Battle Royal for WrestleMania. That's 7 matches with 7 different winners. 7 different first-time matches with 7 different winners. That's pretty crazy.
It is. Because usually with that kind of stuff, you'd see some kind of pattern, like, oh, Charlotte won the first 3 because she's the this or that, or Bailey or whatever. But yeah, they're definitely. I hadn't thought about that.
Sasha's been involved in a lot of, like, almost all of them.
Yeah.
She was in the Iron Man. She was in the match, both matches with Charlotte, the Falls Count Anywhere and the Hell in a Cell. She was in the Royal Rumble. She was in this Battle Royal. That's 5 out of the 7 matches that Sasha Banks was in, and she's only won 1 of them.
Yeah, it seemed like every time she's had the belt,
she's never successfully defended the title.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like her thing, or is that?
I think it's become her thing.
I mean, it's a cool point you can play with later on.
It's because of this whole storyline they have going between her and Bailey now, which I love.
Yeah,
I love the tension between Sasha Banks and Bailey. But yeah, I wanted to put that out there because I went back, I did the research. Obviously, I forgot 1 match. But, you know, I think that's super, super cool. Because, I mean, quite frankly, a lot of the women on the roster wrestle a lot better than some of the men.
Yeah, they're in there for a while.
I would put Charlotte in the ring against any guy on the roster.
Especially after the match we're going to talk about later. If anybody ever had any doubts about Charlotte Flair before tonight, they shouldn't anymore. Because, damn, you're right, man. She can go.
And we forgot to mention the Cruiserweight title match. I predicted Cedric, and you just went along with me because you didn't really know too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we both got it right. Therefore, we're not awarding any points. That's how this is going to go. So the predictions are 1-0 for you.
Oh,
throughout the first 3 matches. So, into the main card. The triple threat intercontinental title match between Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and The Miz.
Good way to open the show.
Oh, great way to open the show. Quick question: how did you feel about Finn Balor's entrance?
I dug it.
I really dig the shirt, the inclusion shirt.
Well, I've been really liking him, and there's been a few other people who have been posting on Twitter that had a shirt. There was a woman wrestler that had a shirt. There was a picture going around. It was really cool. I mean, I like what he's doing, man. I mean, there's not much I can really say about it. I think it's cool, especially with the climate right now. I think we need more people trying to bring everybody in. It needs to be
more prevalent. It needs to be more prevalent in more big stages like that.
Yeah.
Things that millions of people are going to see. I mean, there's going to be people out there saying, oh, well, it's just a marketing thing. Maybe you're right. But if it is just a marketing thing, it's friggin' smart.
Well, people misunderstand when you talk about like the money and marketing and stuff. It's not mutually exclusive. Like, you can gain from both ends of that. Just because it's spreading a good message doesn't mean you can't make money off of it. And just because you're making money off of it doesn't mean that it's not spreading a good message. People get that mixed up, like they think it's got to be one or the other, and it's like, why? Like,
no, it absolutely doesn't.
Because if more people buy that shirt, it's spreading a positive message, and it puts money in their pocket, and Finn Balor's pocket. I'm guessing.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't know how they do that, but I mean, of course he gets royalties.
Mackenzie plans on buying one.
I guess for me it's like, man, why can't more people? Because when you use it as an entrance like that, it was prevalent. It was like right up front, but it wasn't like it wasn't preaching. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was.
It wasn't in your face.
No, not at all. I was just saying, hey, everybody.
It was just a really cool thing to see.
I liked it. I mean, I've been seeing, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of that stuff going around on Facebook, too, and I'm like, hey, that's a cool direction WWE's going. I mean, love it or hate it, man, they usually get behind good causes like that, and you can debate whether it's altruism or whatever their motivations are. They do put a lot of time and money into that stuff. I mean, like,
dude, Connor's cure. That's all you can say.
Yeah, I mean,
I bawl like a baby every time I see that kid.
Yeah, that's such a bittersweet story, man. I mean, all
it really is. It really, really is. It's so sad.
I felt good that they were actually saying that the kid that they got the Warrior Award this year was like recovering. Like he got.
Yeah.
That was a nice, nice thing to see.
Right.
No, it is cool. I like seeing him do that, especially because that. I mean, think about how does Pat Patterson feel about that? That's got to be good for him to.
Right. That's got to be amazing for him. And they got rid of Darren Young, and he was the only other openly gay superstar that I know of. So.
Who knows? I'm sure.
I don't know.
I think more will come out because at this point, I don't give a shit. I don't think they can wrestle. Sure. I don't even care who they date or whatever.
No. Why do I? And that's another topic for another time.
Entertain me. That's all I'm interested in.
Exactly. I don't care about your personal life. It is not my business.
And I tell you,
what I see on screen is what I care about.
Yes. And what we had on screen are three of the people.
It was a hell of a match.
Three of the people that we're going to look back on, I think, in 10, 15 years and go, these were the Shawn Michaels, and these were the Owen Harts, and these were the whatever. These were the people coming up that really, I think they're going to be the people that, they're already the foundation of the company right now in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
At least Rollins and Miz. Balor, I mean, and it's not his fault. He got hurt. He got derailed a little bit. But even since he's come back, he's been pretty much in the thick of things. So.
Well, and look what they did for him in the match where he got hurt. He was the very first Universal Champion.
Yeah.
And that's the match he got hurt in. If he hadn't got hurt, his career would have exploded by now. I feel so bad for the guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but he's going to come back from it. I have complete faith that he's going to come back from it.
But that whole situation was tragic all the way around because it was another one in a short time of things that happened with Seth Rollins. And it's kind of like if you look at it at a glance, it's like, oh, Seth Rollins isn't a safe wrestler. But if you go back and do a little bit of detective work, you come to find out it's just a really unfortunate string of bad luck.
Yeah.
Even I remember Jim Cornette talking about it, saying that, back when he, OVW or whatever. What's that?
Jim Cornette.
God damn. Oh. All I heard was the high pitchness. I'm like, is that you? God damn. Shit.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, he was talking about how, how he used to wrestle a much faster paced, intense style before he went to WWE, and he never hurt anybody. And it's like, if you look at all those things, the thing with John Cena, the thing with Sting, the thing with Finn, even the thing with himself when he hurt his leg doing that move that he did 1,000,000 times, that flip over. Right. It's just a bad. It put a bad light on him, I think, for a little while, and I just think it's unfortunate because I think it's just. If you're looking at the thing all together, it's not a fair representation of him and how good he really is. And I don't think he's hurt anybody since then or done anything like that at all.
I don't think he has either. And I firmly believe that he will hold one of the heavyweight titles again. I absolutely believe that. But until then, he is keeping that Intercontinental title warm. coming out the victor in this triple threat match.
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised.
Give me a point.
Yeah, and I remember when we talked about this one. I mean, I wasn't really a vehement one way or the other. I could, you could really see it going either way. I think we both agreed that the Miz probably wasn't going to win, just because of his personal.
Yeah, because you predicted Balor and I predicted Rollins.
And I didn't know there for a minute. I'm like, I really don't know who's going to win this. Like. It was a good match. I mean, there's not much. If you've seen these guys wrestle before against each other, there's not. I can't remember anything like, oh my god, moments. I mean, but it was just a good, solid match. I mean,
and that's the thing is when you get two or more guys that can get in there and work with each other so well, I don't care if I see that match every week. If it's a good, solid wrestling match, that is what I care about.
Well, and I honestly believe those guys could wrestle a different variation of that match every time if they wanted to. They're good enough to where they could do a whole other kind of vibe on it.
Absolutely.
So it was a good show opener, man. It was a perfect match to open the show, I think. It set a good tone.
Perfect match to get me a point and get the predictions all tied up at one. Next, holy God.
The SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yes, sir.
And we were both utterly, spectacularly, delightfully wrong on this one.
Delightfully wrong. Good word.
Everybody was wrong.
Yeah, there wasn't a person that predicted this match right.
And of course,
because when I was sitting here, thankfully it was only me and Mackenzie. I sat because I'm on my couch, I'm slumped down, watched WrestleMania. I shot up and screamed, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, dude, that was a literal. Well, they were showing pictures of people's face in the crowd. It reminded me of the WrestleMania when Undertaker's streak was broke.
And it was the same building.
Yeah. That had to be on purpose. I mean,
it had to be.
I'm kind of glad it went the way it did. Just because.
So am I.
It was so unpredictable. Personally, this is my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite match of the entire show, I think this probably would have been it.
It was such a good match.
And it speaks to what you were saying earlier, dude. These two working together, such different styles. But, I mean, I think the moment of the night was that Spanish fly off the top rope.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
That's on both of them, because if either one of them would have been off just a little bit,
yep,
that could have been a career ender for sure. I mean, I went back and rewatched that scene, and I'm like, how did they even... This is a crazy move to begin with. You know what I mean? Like
that's a gift waiting to happen.
It doesn't even look real. It almost looks like a scene right out of WWE 2K18. You know what I mean? Like,
cheap pop.
No one does that in real life. Like, no, it was a great match. They're both so good. Charlotte Flair's probably one of, it doesn't matter, female or male, probably one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers right now. In general,
I would go with that.
I'd probably say her and Styles.
And see, that's the thing is I've been a fan of Styles for like 15 years. I've been watching AJ Styles for so long because I watched like his entire run in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw any of his like ROH or New Japan stuff. I really want to watch the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match between AJ and Nakamura.
Yeah, me too.
If I can find it.
I would be really curious to watch that.
I really want to see that match. But now, to go back to my point, the reason, because, people are pissed off that Charlotte broke the streak and then Carmella cashed in on her and won on SmackDown because they're acting like Charlotte's streak doesn't mean anything. That's just people's opinions. My opinion is that with all these first-time matches happening and with all these different winners, granted, like I said, I forgot about the Hell in a Cell match that Charlotte did win. I felt like with all the first-time matches and this huge women's revolution, that this was their gift on that road to Charlotte. Because what a gift it was to break that 900-day undefeated streak.
Yeah, oh my God, man.
Because everybody knows Asuka is absolutely incredible in the ring.
And she tapped out too. That's what makes it even more.
That's the thing. And that's what made me scream, holy shit. Because when I saw her tapping, what else can you say?
Maybe.
Undefeated for 3 years.
It'd be different if she would have got caught with a small package. I mean, it still would have been crazy, but it would be oh, she got caught. That was just straight up.
And that's the thing. That's why I'm not mad that Carmella cashed in. Asuka's streak still ended by the hands and by the legs of Charlotte Flair. I'm not mad at it at all. Because the predictability of Asuka's career is gone.
That's what I was going to say, man. What's to be mad at? This is the exact opposite of what we were complaining about. This was something we didn't see coming. We didn't see him getting cashed in the way he did so fast. And to me, this just creates this is so much more interesting than, Asuka won at WrestleMania. Now we know she's going to wrestle Ronda Rousey next year. Now like you said, now we don't know what the hell she's going to do.
Exactly. It creates the air of unpredictability. I hate knowing what's going to happen all the time, which is why I'm not mad at how the main event ended. I will get into that later.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm not mad about this at all. Again, and it was a fantastic match on top of it.
This is what really set the card to me, because it started reminding me of, I think I texted you this or tweeted this to you, the way the show started to feel as it unfolded was it reminded me of Royal Rumble, where it was you could tell they've actually put some thought into how this is gonna. It's not the predictable same shit all the time. There were weird things happening. To a degree, there's always a predictability. If you're a wrestling fan, you can kind of see where they're going sometimes.
Right.
This was a good case of that being 100% wrong, which is great. I just really like the. I don't like that straightforward thing, and this show to me, obviously up until a certain point, was so good in that aspect of what the hell's going to happen next, and you don't get that all the time anymore.
Right.
Who's going to win now? If Asuka can tap out in the main event, or not the main event. If Asuka can tap out at WrestleMania, that sets a really cool tone for the rest of the show.
What else is going to happen?
Exactly.
Well, we will tell you something else that happened that I didn't predict, and neither did you, because we both got this one wrong.
Yes, we did.
The Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. Which brings me to the one thing I tell you every day. Happy Rusev Day, sir.
Rusev Day!
My God, Aiden English was fantastic in this. Okay, Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, and champion Randy Orton. Wait a minute, I'm wrong. Dolph Ziggler was not in that match. Rusev, Jinder Mahal, Bobby Roode, and Randy Orton. See, I have Dolph Ziggler on the brain because I really, really wanted him to win the Battle Royal, but I'm happy with the way that turned out.
Well, we can definitely say one thing about this match. It was a match.
It was indeed a match.
I mean, dude, it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad, but it was nothing spectacular. It was a SmackDown main event.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right.
That's why it was third on the card, because it was. That's the thing about WrestleMania, is that's what a lot of people don't get. every match on WrestleMania it's either a main event of weekly TV or it's a main event of any other pay-per-view. You know, because, like, if they were still doing brand exclusive pay-per-views, which thank God they're not doing anymore, I feel like if the WWE title wasn't being defended on the show, this could have been the main event of, like, a Backlash. It could have main evented a B pay-per-view if it was a SmackDown exclusive.
No, you're right. Well, the thing was, I mean, it wasn't a bad match, and frankly, when you look at the people in the match, I think it could have been a little better. To be honest with you, I was surprised.
And that's the thing, is it didn't deliver the way it should have.
What did you think of Mahal winning?
You know, again, nobody thought it was going to happen. Because I thought Orlando was going to take it. And when he started going on that RKO spree, I thought I was going to get another point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
so did I.
You predicted... Let me see. You predicted...
Rusev.
Rusev. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Mahal. I like Jinder Mahal, and once again, like you said, it was another nice... Oh, shit, okay. But... It would have been nice to see Rusev come out on this one. I don't know. I just thought I was kind of not just because I predicted him, but just because everything.
There's a lot of stuff going around again about he might have backstage heat, but yada 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 blah blah blah.
Oh, that sucks because he's over like a motherfucker right now.
Yeah, he is. So predictions are still tied at 1 since we both got that one incorrect.
Wow. Yeah, nothing to write home about. Decent match, like you said. Could have been a pay-per-view event of a lesser pay-per-view, but...
Oh, and if absolutely nothing else, you know, it could have been a SmackDown big-time main event.
Yeah.
Fatal 4-way for the U.S. title as the main event of SmackDown? Hell yeah, any day of the week.
Oh yeah, sign me up. More to watch it.
Next, the huge mixed tag team match. That, I mean,
I was extremely happy with this match.
Oh yeah, me too. The way Steph sold in this match, my God. She sold, she bumped, she did everything she could to get Ronda Rousey as over as she possibly could. And that is professionalism at its highest. That is sacrificing your ego at its absolute highest.
Yeah, because that was her first match, right? Ever.
Rousey's, yeah.
Yeah, so I was pretty impressed with her, man. I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's got to be... It's not an easy thing to do to begin with. And to do it the first time in WrestleMania in such a high-profile situation, I thought she more than delivered. Like, she was so believable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, she was great.
Because like you said...
I thought she was going to be as green as grass. She went in there, and that's I read this all over Bleacher Report, Fox Sports, everything. She really silenced a lot of haters.
Yeah.
Because she looked so natural in a 4-sided ring rather than an 8-sided cage.
And imagine how good she'll be a year from now.
Exactly. I cannot wait. Because I want to see Rousey and Charlotte. I want to see Rousey and Asuka.
That one to me sounds a little more intriguing. I mean, I would like to see both of them. But in a weird way, the Asuka... I don't know. I think Shayna Baszler, if she continues to grow, when she gets to the main roster...
And that's the thing. They're friends.
Oh.
Rousey and Shayna Baszler... You didn't see that on NXT?
No.
That was the first thing Shayna did was went to Ronda in the crowd and gave her a big hug.
No, I must have been looking away. I didn't catch that.
That's been the big story for well over a year, is that what WWE wanted was the WWE's version of the Four Horsewomen versus the MMA version of the Four Horsewomen at this WrestleMania.
Oh.
And that includes Ronda and Shayna Baszler, along with Jessamine Duke, who was also at TakeOver, and I don't remember the fourth one's name, but I think I heard that she didn't want to sign.
Was she the blonde one that was with Rousey?
Yeah, Jessamine
okay.
Duke, yeah.
I saw her.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah. I can't put this match over enough. It was so good.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it was match of the night.
And, you know, we talked earlier on the TakeOver review with the Gargano Tommaso match about the old school vibe, the kind of heat. This was a perfectly worked heel match by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Absolutely.
They knew what to do, when to do it. They knew when to piss people off, how to take people up. When they did that spot when they each had the submission hold on, and then Triple H threw Kurt into Ronda.
Yep.
That was such a
great spot.
It's such a cool up and down, because there for a minute I'm like, is this it? And then it was like, nope. And they were back in control for a little bit. And it was just so well done, man. I was really hesitant about watching this one. I'm like, ooh, this could be ugly, but
it could have been ugly, but it turned out. I mean, to use an old analogy, that match went from coal, and with all the pressure that people put on them, turned it into a diamond.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. And to go back, because you were talking about false finishes, because you never know, is this going to be the pin? Is this going to be the tap out?
Mm-hmm.
The absolute best example of that in the entire weekend was Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah.
My God. I can't praise that. I cannot wait to go back and watch that match again. I'm probably going to watch TakeOver again tomorrow.
It was worth it, man.
Because, oh my God. I can't start gushing over that match again because I'll talk for another half hour about it. So, Rousey and... Go ahead.
I definitely think that as far as that type of heel heat, this match is a comparable match on this card to that one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Kurt and Ronda come out with a win. Predictions are still tied because, of course, we both predicted them to win.
Yes.
Now, okay, I'm not going to say my least favorite match of the night because it wasn't my least favorite match of the night. The match that upset me the most of the night was this next match. The SmackDown Triple Threat Tag Team title match that should have been given 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was up with that, man.
This match had the potential to be the tag team version of that Gargano Ciampa match.
I just kind of took it for granted. This was going to end up being one of the best matches of the show.
Everyone did. Everyone did because of the work that all three teams have been putting in for the past few months. Because of the build that has been going for the past few months. And this wasn't a 1 month build. Because New Day and Usos have been at each other's throat for months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then when you threw the Bludgeon Brothers into it, it just got exponentially better. And this match was given like 7 minutes, if that. I was so pissed because I fully expected this match to go at least 20.
It was a real blinky.
The longest match on the card was 20 minutes and 40 seconds. Can you believe that?
I thought Shinsuke and AJ went for like a little longer than that.
I think that one was 2020. And Brock and Roman was 2040. They talked about it on the Wrestle Talk review. You'll have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I'm listening to them in a minute.
But the fact that a WrestleMania match, the longest matches were only 20 minutes. When was the last time you saw a WrestleMania without a 30-minute match?
They're trying to cram so much into these shows anymore, man.
Exactly, that's the problem.
I mean, it's cool if they're trying to get everybody on the show, but that's the point. No, everybody's not supposed to be able to make it. That's the thing that they're supposed to...
Yes, that's what you're supposed to work for. But no, now we have the Battle Royals. So we can put everybody on the card and everybody can get a payday.
Which, I mean, hey, it's good. It's good for them, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would never deny somebody who's worked as hard as every single person on this card has their moment at WrestleMania. But for the love of God, what a long show.
Yeah, you gotta look at the other side of that is the people who are paying, and we didn't even have to sit at the arena for 7+ hours. We weren't there all, I mean, like, at least we were at our house, in our comfort of our, I mean, man, it's the long shit. Every year they've got.
I will get to WrestleMania one day. I mean, I.
Have they talked about where they're having it next year? I know that they mentioned it.
Next year's in New York.
New York, okay.
It's back at MetLife.
You know what the average ticket price for WrestleMania was? My mom actually asked me, and we looked it up. It was $186. So for a family of 5. Well, no,
and that $186 is the absolute highest.
Yeah.
Where you cannot see the ring.
That's the only thing that keep me from going. It's like, man, I would love to attend the spectacle of it, but so much money just... I don't know, I guess it just depends on everything, where I'm at, what my money situation is, blah, blah, blah.
Right,
if there was an opening, I would definitely like to be able to say, yeah, we went to WrestleMania.
That's why I get so mad at these people that get to go every year. Anyway, Bludgeon Brothers came out on top of this one, which we both picked.
Not much to say, man. I mean, yeah.
A few matches in, yeah, we're still tied. And at this point, oh, no, wait, no. Oh, I got something wrong here on Twitter. Oops. Sorry, I gotta fix this real quick.
While you're doing that, I'll mention that why this is all going on. Actually, back during the Asuka Charlotte match, John Cena had been sitting in the audience, and somebody came and got him, and he went taking off, flying to the back. So at this point in the show, after the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, John Cena comes back out, challenging the Undertaker. And after a tense few minutes, who should appear?
Elias.
And they did a cool thing. He came down, they had a short match. John pretty much ran through him. And he sat there in the ring, and he looked around, and they started playing John's music, and he's like, all right. And it's kind of like, on one hand, you're like, well, come on, something's going to happen. But they did a good job. They kind of did a good job of playing it off, like, well, maybe that was it. Like, because nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, has there ever been a time when, even with The Undertaker, when he had a match where he didn't at least show up, like, at the last Raw or something and say something, like, I accept, or rest in peace, or some shit, like...
Not that I'm aware of.
So, yeah...
I can only... Now, like, early WrestleManias, I don't know. But I can only think of one other time that there was a match on WrestleMania that wasn't, fully promoted. and confirmed.
What's that?
Oh
God!
When The Rock showed up and had that like 4-second match against Eric Rowan.
Oh yeah, I tried to block that out of my memory.
Because it was a legit match. He got a rock bottom and a pinfall.
Sorry. Hey, these guys, 2 upcoming stars. What should we do with them? I know.
Job them out to the Rock.
I was gonna say, did he beat all the Wyatt family up?
Yeah. And of course, Cena was in that promo too.
Oh, of course.
When Cena was off injured. Oh, whatever. So, yep. Taker squashed him.
Yeah, Cena starts to head back to the back, and the lights go out. Here's the... Well, actually, it was pretty... We shouldn't skimp over how they did it. I thought it was pretty neat. They had a... What was it? The lights going out. There was lightning hit the ring, and all of a sudden, Undertaker's...
Well, when the lights came back on, the hat, coat, and gloves were in the ring.
Which, of course, everybody knows was from last...
last WrestleMania. After Roman beat Taker, the sexy striptease in the middle of the ring. So lightning hits the ring, lights go out again. You get a spotlight back on the ring, the gear's gone, Taker's music hits.
Everybody goes banana.
EANANAS.
Now, what was your...
You're welcome. Now that song in your head.
Yeah, thanks. Ring, 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 banana. Okay. What was your takeaway from the whole thing?
From the entire I don't want to say scene, but segment. It was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautifully done. Because what it did was set up, hopefully, for the legit match at next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, shit, he's already having another match.
Yeah, he's already having the casket match with Jericho. And I think something's going to happen at that show between Taker and Cena. I think they're going to set up the Mania match at that show, at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Well, see, what's the great part about it?
Why would you not? With as much money as going into this show, why would you not want a huge angle like that for it?
Well, besides, I mean, like, at this point, who else is there for the Undertaker to fight? I mean, John Cena is one of the few people he hasn't had like a legitimate WrestleMania feud with. I mean,
AJ.
Well, there you go. That would be amazing.
AJ, Nakamura, but not with Nakamura now. I wouldn't enjoy it as much.
I was gonna say, I don't know, AJ maybe.
AJ would be amazing. Joe.
Jesus, that would be off the hook because I think their styles would be more on par with each other. Because Undertaker is more of a, he was always known for being more of a brawler,
right?
More physical, I guess, I should say.
As far as main eventers, at this point, that's probably it. Would be AJ and Joe.
Yeah, because
you don't want to see him face Jinder. You don't want to really see him face Bobby Roode.
Even some of
Finn.
I was gonna say even someone like Finn and Seth and them. I think you can make especially with Finn doing like the demon thing. I think you can make a case for it. But I think there's still an upper level of what we're talking about, which I don't even know if really Joe even falls into that. Although I think you're right.
Oh, I'd put Joe in that any day of the week.
He's
just like AJ. I've been watching him for so many years.
Yeah, true. They have been wrestling about the same amount of time. I really was excited when Joe came in and was fighting with Brock, because I had been telling, like my wrestling people on my side, my family, I said maybe besides Roman Reigns, Joe's about the only believable but this is before Strowman was getting like built up like he was. And before Joe had come in, I said Joe was about the only person I would believe at this point that could go against Brock, and I would believe would have a chance. Just because he is such a big, tough dude, like the way he carries himself. He carries himself like Brock does.
Right.
But yeah, this is the oops, I'm sorry. Let me go to the Undertaker John Cena thing. It was nice to be wrong. This is another case where I've been saying it for a long time. I didn't want to see Undertaker come back. He looked horrible. This was a completely different, person.
Oh my God, it was a 180 from last year.
It couldn't have been more different. He looked
so good. He looked great. He moved great.
He was doing stuff that he hasn't done in a while.
To see him doing old school again just made my heart happy.
Yeah, I definitely came out of that because I didn't really have a strong feeling on it one way or the other. Except, well, I guess I take that back. I was kind of against seeing Undertaker wrestle again. I guess I shouldn't say that, but as far as him and Cena's type of match, I didn't mind the way it went because it was just, like you said, it leads to something later on. I really liked, and this was another one of those elements of the show that I really dug, even going into the show, not knowing what was going to happen. And there was all this, even off the grid, in the real world stuff, you couldn't get a straight. Because you heard that he was having this hip surgery, and you heard he's training, but it's no, he's not ready to come back. Maybe next year. You keep hearing all this. There was never a definitive good rumor, which is pretty impressive these days.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't want to know what happens all the time, man. It's nice to be surprised,
Right.
I thought it was cool how they built it up. I thought it was cool how they included it in the show. I thought it was cool to see the Undertaker come back, get his revenge in New Orleans. I thought it was cool for Cena to job. I mean, at WrestleMania, if you're gonna job to somebody, I mean, shit.
Cena doesn't put anybody over.
Shit, that's such a crock
Cena
of shit.
buries everybody. Ignorant assholes.
God.
I'm sorry if you are one of those people. If you're listening to this, hot take. If you're listening to this, and you think that Cena doesn't do the job for anybody, you think Cena buries people all the time, please press the X, because I don't want you here.
Yeah,
because you're an ignorant asshole.
It's a beaten to death horse, man. It's just like with the thing with Triple H. There's so much shitty things that go about Triple H, and dude, I have no doubt. I mean, there's stories you hear about Triple H saying, "Hey, I don't think this guy is good enough." There's a lot of guys that did that. But there's so much of the shit that gets put on him. He doesn't do the. I mean, how many times has he went? He went out and tapped out at WrestleMania to Daniel Bryan, and to open the show, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
He jobbed for Roman Reigns when he beat him. Was it last year? Or wait a minute. Or was it the year before? Whenever it was. Triple H and Roman Reigns. He lost. When's the last time Triple H was really... Well, besides when they dick Sting over. And I will say that was petty personal bullshit. And they completely screwed that up. They screwed that so bad. And that was such an indulgent...
But yeah, that's been something that's been building for 20 years.
Sting didn't own the company. Sting was just going to get a paycheck like everybody else.
Exactly. Well, that's a Vince thing. It has to be a Vince thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it has to. Yeah, obviously Vince is the last call on that one. But still, I didn't like that.
Right.
I will forever be angry at them for fucking that up so badly. Such an easy slam dunk. And they screwed it up so badly. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Okay.
So, after that, we had the Hall of Fame. Hall of Famers all come out to the stage. Goldberg still got his awesome entrance. Kid Rock was not there. I guess something about he has a cruise thing going. I don't know. But yeah, I just know that he wasn't there. So please, if anybody from 2K happens to hear this, please, for the love of God, put the Dudleys and Jeff Jarrett in the next game.
Yeah.
They're Hall of Famers. They deserve to be in the game.
I'd love to have Jeff Jarrett on my roster. I could do so much with him, man. J-A-double-F.
Ain't he great?
Ha-ha.
It was all... that laugh made that whole shtick work.
Oh, yeah, because every time he did it, you just want to grab him by the back of the head and shove his face through the wall. It's like, oh, God, I hate him.
Jesse Ventura had a laugh just like that. I heard it today.
Yeah.
Because I watched the last little bits of both WrestleMania 6 and 7 today. And it was during the DiBiase Virgil match. Yeah. I'm like, God, I miss Jesse Ventura.
Oh, dude, I mean, he was the voice of our child. He was another one. He was always there. He's a classic. I don't know if I necessarily agree with you on a lot of other things, but when it comes to wrestling, you couldn't beat Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. So next, this is the match I screwed up on Twitter. Next, we had the Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens tag team match, which see, this is another match that I've heard so many people complain about because they're complaining that Daniel Bryan had to sit out most of the match because we're getting powerbombed on the apron at the very beginning of the match. I didn't think it was a bad thing.
I thought it made sense.
I thought it made perfect sense.
It's his first match back.
Exactly. Because what it did was it showed people that he can take that bump. Granted, it devalues that bump. I will give people that because at one time, that bump wrote you off TV for a month. The first time KO did that, it was to Sammy. When Sammy had just won the NXT Championship from Neville.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm thinking I wouldn't have seen that. Never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Well, you'll see that when you go back and watch all the takeovers. But yeah, that it wrote Sammy off of TV for a few weeks. But it showed people that he can take that bump and still go. Granted, we had to deal with 10 minutes of Shane McMahon's awful punches. But when Bryan got that hot tag, as soon as he was back up on the apron and got that hot tag, that place went nuts.
Well, that's how I thought the whole thing worked. Because
exactly,
he gets taken out at the beginning, which makes you go, oh, I mean, because really, most of me is like, yeah, this is just part of the show. But there's always that little, like, man, maybe they fucked up. I really don't believe that. I don't think they'd leave him back in the ring unless they knew for sure. But
right.
But then, I mean, yeah, okay, Shane McMahon is not the best in-ring worker, but I like the aspect of the match where he didn't look like he had a chance. I mean, he fought back and did okay, but I thought they played it more like every time he would start to get ahead, he kind of got the fact they kept harping back on the fact that he didn't have his partner there, which I thought was really cool. And I don't know, I thought when Daniel Bryan came back, man, I was excited. I didn't have much of a stake in this match. I mean, besides making a prediction on it, which I think I predicted. Did I predict KO and Sammy, right?
You predicted KO and Sammy. I predicted Bryan and Shane, and I put on Twitter that the predictions remain tied, which is what I got wrong because this put me ahead by a point. So the predictions are now 2-1.
I thought it was good. I liked it, man. Like seeing Daniel Bryan back in the ring was like. Cause I'll tell you what, that motherfucker ain't missed a step at all. He was one.
No,
he looked better than most people did in the ring throughout the whole night.
I agree.
I was really surprised.
He looked like he had been in the ring the entire time.
Yeah. It wasn't until I seen him back in wrestling at WrestleMania that I had a real level of excitement all of a sudden for like the possibilities all of a sudden. Like we could see The Miz and Daniel Bryan, which I know that's not super high profile, but I think there's an emotional aspect there. Where they
the emotional aspect of The Miz cutting that insane promo and talking smack.
I think that would be it'd be cool to go back and revisit that at some point.
That match, I promise you that match is going to happen.
I'm excited for that because, as we all know, I love The Miz. And,
if it's me, if I'm booking it for SummerSlam. Because that match is that high profile. I'm booking it for SummerSlam.
I like to see, obviously, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles would be fucking phenomenal. No pun intended.
Well, they did that match on SmackDown.
Oh, I didn't see it.
But I'll get to that here in a little bit. So, predictions are now 2-1 in favor of this guy.
It was cool, man. It was cool seeing him back. It was a nice, happy moment.
Yeah, it was.
The place blew up. The place went banana.
And now he is not the general manager anymore. He is a full-time, active competitor. And I could not be more friggin' stoked about that. The one problem that I have, and it's a big one, is the fact that now he's competing in this greatest Royal Rumble. He'll also compete in the next regular Royal Rumble. You know that's going to happen.
Yes.
If he doesn't win, it's going to be the same thing that happened in the last one, that he didn't win. That's the one that's when Roman won, and that's what destroyed Roman.
I think that's definitely a real possibility, but I would also say there was a lot of factors that went into that. Besides, there's the fact that Daniel Bryan, forget the fact that he didn't win it, he didn't even get eliminated in any kind of important. It didn't set anything up. He just got eliminated almost off screen.
By Bray Wyatt, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah. I think that played a lot into it. I think the push of Roman Reigns and people not I see what you're saying. I think it could definitely easily fall back into that pit again. But if it was done better, I don't think it's as big of. I think there's less variables to worry about than there was. That was just a bad bunch of circumstances mixed together, and it was their fault. I mean, completely their fault. I mean, how would you not know he was the biggest star in the? Why would you do that? Once again, it's
right.
Why? Not why would you let Roman win, but why would you do that to Daniel? I mean, I just don't. I don't get it, and I would kill to know the story behind that. I'm sure most people would, but
absolutely.
But I mean, excuse me. You're definitely. I mean, you're right. It's a possibility that they got to look out for.
I say keep him out of next year's Royal Rumble.
Hey, have him have a match.
Have him in some sort of, if it means throwing a belt on him, throw a belt on him. Throw the U.S. title on him. Make him a Grand Slam champion. He's been the Intercontinental champion.
I'd love to see him with a U.S. title run where he, really.
He's been a tag team champion with Kane. He's obviously been WWE champion throw the U.S. title on him, and he's a Grand Slam champion. That can be his moment at the Royal Rumble. Hell, that can be his moment at the Royal Rumble. Make Daniel Bryan a Grand Slam champion at the Royal Rumble, and nobody will be pissed off that he's not in the Rumble match.
Well, I mean, that's about the only surefire, because if you put him in it, yeah, you're automatically creating a situation where it's like, if he doesn't win, he has to be still acknowledged as being as important as people see him.
It's got to be a very high-profile match.
Yeah.
If it's not for the WWE or Universal Championship, it has to be for a mid-card title.
It'd be interesting.
It can't just be a blood feud match. It can't be. That's why I say get the match with The Miz done at SummerSlam. And then work Bryan up toward a title. If it's for the WWE Champion, because now a lot of people want to see the triple threat match because of what happened on SmackDown, which I'll get to when we get to the WWE Championship match. Next.
Raw Women's title match. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax.
Which, again, I felt was really predictable because I've seen the build and you haven't really been paying attention to it.
No, but I did go back and watch some stuff on it, because when it first happened at WrestleMania, I was kind of, I'm a big Alexa Bliss fan. I don't hate Nia Jax, but I forgot what my big, I had it all planned out where, Nia was gonna win by disqualification or something, and then beat her ass, and then
and Carmella was gonna come cash in.
Yeah, but when I found
out, which would have put Carmella on Raw.
But when I found more of when I seen more of the build and what they were doing, I kind of came to the conclusion that I didn't really see any other way this match could have ended. Had I known more about it, I probably would have guessed Nia instead of Alexa, because I can see now why it was considered like that.
Well, yeah, because it was the whole bullying thing. If they wouldn't have if they hadn't put Nia over in this match,
it would have come off really fucked up.
Yeah, it would have come off really, really bad.
Because I'll tell you personally, man, I don't think she's ready. I think she's sloppy. I wasn't impressed with that match with her and Asuka. Although, to be fair, that wasn't all her either. Asuka didn't necessarily look the greatest in that match. I think she's going to be there. And with her size, compared to the rest of the division, it's almost like with Charlotte. She stands out to such a degree where she's going to be and I like her personality. Right. When I see her in the ring, I still feel like she's hesitating. I feel like when I would see a big guy I'm trying to think of a comparable person. It's like when Big Show gets in there. And I don't know if he's really comparable, but if you're looking at the two rosters, whenever he did something, it just felt that mask was creating even more punishment. I always feel like Nia Jax is holding back in a weird way. That's just what keeps coming up every time I watch her. That's the legitimate thing that comes into my head every time, is that I think she's going to be great as long as she continues and doesn't hurt herself or anything. And I agree. I don't know how she could have not won with the way they did everything. Yeah, I'm not mad. I don't care. I'm because I haven't watched her consistently either. So seeing a couple bad matches, it's not necessarily fair to say, she's not a good wrestler.
Right.
That same point I'm going to be bringing up here a little later again. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good match. I really liked with the size difference. I thought Alexa, it was kind of like the Brock AJ thing where AJ did a good job of making you believe he had a chance.
Yeah.
Even though the size disparity was just so, especially with these two. God. Alexa's 4'11" or some shit.
5 feet of fury.
5 feet. I mean, she's literally child size. Like,
right.
I thought it was good. No, I mean, it was a good match. It had a good ending, happy moment. What can I say?
I agree with the end of the match. It was a good feel good moment. Let me tell you what my problem with this match is. This match got the amount of time that the SmackDown Tag Title match should have got.
Yeah.
This match should have been a complete squash after Nia went out and beat the hell out of Mickie James. She should have come in, countered everything Alexa tried to do, hit her with the Samoan drop, and pinned her. It should have been real quick. This is my comeuppance for everything you've done to me these past few weeks. Now I've got your title. And it could have gone 5 minutes less, and that 5 minutes could have been given to the SmackDown Tag Team title match.
Yeah, because this match, because not only would it created a quick feel-good moment still, but it could have led to, and it still does lead to more stuff, but I think the way you laid it out would be more, it'd be more tantalizing. Because then I would like to see the match they had at WrestleMania when they get together again, where it's like Alexa's had a chance to kind of come up with a game plan, and now she knows how she's going to approach it. Where before it was just she couldn't get over.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. This
she
one
couldn't get over the shock of seeing Nia beat the hell out of Mickie, and now she's like, "Uh-oh, my backup's gone. What am I going to do?"
Exactly. And you're right, that because that other match, it deserved more time. I mean,
yeah, because I mean, the way I'm booking this match, okay, Nia beats down Mickie, gets back in the ring, and is against the ropes, shouting at Mickie, "That's what you get," whatever. Alexa comes up, tries to forearm her in the back. Bell rings because there's physical contact. Nia turns around, gives her the look. Alexa tries to throw a couple more forearms to the chest. No effect. Irish whip, big clothesline, pick her up, Samoan drop, pin.
That would have been...
That's all that match needed to be.
Yeah. And like I said, I think the matches they had at WrestleMania, the approach they took would have been good for their next match. I think you're right. That was a good time that they needed. That quick bam, blows that feud up. Everybody's happy. There you go.
Yeah. But what do we know? We're just fans.
Yeah. What do we know?
You predicted Alexa. I predicted Nia. I am ahead in the predictions now, 3-1.
Your mother called you earlier.
What about her?
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, well, yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She's
Hi,
a
Ma.
lady. She's a lady. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so
probably the one I've been the most excited to talk about. Only because I know you're gonna absolutely hate everything I have to say about this. Don't get it. I still don't get it. I seen a main eventer in there with some little dude that kicked a bunch of times, and the match was over. I was so underwhelmed by this match. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad match. I'm not saying, oh my god, these guys sucked the air out of the place. But even going into this, I was telling like my mom and my nephews, I'm like, you guys, this is going to be like the modern day equivalent of Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man. These two are going to freaking...
It was supposed to be.
And... I mean, it's not. I don't think it's all. I think if there is quote unquote blame, it goes on both of them. I didn't see one of them or the other like not putting effort in at all. It was the same thing with the Royal Rumble where I'm looking at Shinsuke the whole time, going, I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see where he belongs in the same ring with AJ Styles. Maybe in New Japan. And I've never seen that match, and there has to be something to it because every single person who's ever seen it is freaked out about it. But, and this is what I was saying about Nia too. I haven't seen a shit ton of Nakamura matches either, especially in NXT. I take that back. I've never seen a Nakamura NXT match. So, based on what I've seen so far, I was watching this match like yawning, like, okay, where's the 5-star? I mean, even AJ, it was just a typical. I don't want to say because it wasn't a bad match at all. It was a good match. Like, I don't know. I was expecting something completely different. I'm not even going to tell you I was disappointed because I liked the match, but it just was not what I was expecting. Okay, I'm done.
Well, I can tell you now that we've both looked for it, or that we both mentioned it, the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match is on YouTube.
Okay, I want to watch it, man. I want to see.
I think I'm probably going to watch it either later tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah.
Forget
this match. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, for a second, forget about that aspect of Shinsuke. I was going to say, what do you think about the match as a whole?
The match as a whole was very underwhelming because of the way that the match was built. Because for those of us who do get it with Nakamura, we all knew that the match was supposed to be, like you said, the modern day equivalent of Steamboat Savage. And it absolutely failed to live up to that. And that's coming from me being as big a fan of AJ as I am. Because I friggin' love AJ Styles.
I do too, man. That's why I was saying I want to make it clear that I did not think this was a bad match at all. Like, it just wasn't.
It wasn't a bad match, but it didn't live up to what it should be.
It wasn't a WrestleMania.
It was just no. It wasn't a WrestleMania match at all. It was another B show main event. It was a Backlash main event match.
You know, the good news is, though, with two guys like that, and what would happen at the end of the match and how they're continuing their feud, I want to see these guys in a high-profile situation again because I believe that they both have it in them to have this match.
I know they do.
Yeah, maybe it was pressure. Maybe they didn't fire on all cylinders that night. I don't know. It was a long ass show. And they were second to last. So
third to, well, there were two more matches after it.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
And even when we start talking about that, I'll make it clear that this did not ruin the night for me. It wasn't like I came away from this going, man, really? I wasn't like bummed or anything. I was just a little surprised.
Well, and I'll bring up my points because I have opinions on both of the other matches. But the best part of this WWE Championship match was friggin' Nakamura's entrance.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Holy balls. Nina Strauss, Alice Cooper's guitar player, playing Nakamura's theme song and made it sound super heavy, and it was so awesome.
It was, man. It was really cool. I love when they do that stuff in NXT as it is. You know,
oh, yeah, dude. let me tell you, I knew that Lizzie Hale was there to perform Ember Moon to the ring, like 3 minutes before it happened.
That was cool.
I was scrolling through my Instagram, and I came across Lizzie Hale, and I saw her standing there with Ember Moon. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing!
It was too, man. That was another good one. That was... her entrance has so much energy as it is, and having a live band do it.
Well, and the thing is, I absolutely love Hailstorm. Which, a month from Sunday is that concert, by the way.
Oh, when you guys are coming down here?
A month from this Sunday is that concert.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be coming to see you soon, buddy.
Dude, we're gonna have to do some kind of something while you're down here. Like this, even if it's just like an episode of like sit down and do a podcast, just discuss something or something. Well, or I don't know, something.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have time.
How long you got? Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
but yeah, I absolutely love Hailstorm, and this WrestleMania marks 30 years that I've been watching wrestling. So to mix the two together, pure magic for me.
Yeah, they did not disappoint, man. Having all this violinists and stuff out there.
Yeah. Nakamura's heel turn, did not see that coming. Absolutely did not see that coming.
Well, I didn't know that AJ Styles was really I didn't think he was a complete heel, but I didn't know he was a complete over face either. I always looked at him as almost like a weird...
A tweener?
Yeah. Depending on his opponent, he really leans each direction. Like, when he's going against Brock, he can be the face. When he's going against Daniel Bryan or something, he can be the heel.
Anybody's the heel when they go against Daniel Bryan.
True. Well...
So, but that brings me to my other point about that triple threat match that everyone wants to see. That being Bryan, AJ, and Nakamura. So if AJ keeps the title until the Royal Rumble, that would be the way for Bryan to have a super high profile match and not have to worry about being in the Rumble match itself. And Luke Owen has said, throw Finn Balor in there, and I was like, holy God! Could you imagine that fatal four-way match? AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Daniel Bryan, and Finn Balor.
That would be...
And just for the hell of it, make it an elimination match.
Well, I mean, that's
for the WWE Championship.
I mean, that's the culmination of like the last 10, 15 years of the top indie wrestlers and something finally coming together in a match.
And how incredible would it be?
I love it.
That reminds me, I got to tell you about a couple of faction ideas I have for the next game when we go out there.
Nice.
You actually predicted that one correctly.
Yay!
Because you took AJ and I took Nakamura. However, that makes the predictions 3-2, with only 2 matches left.
Yeah, I know. We both got one of them wrong.
So...
Let's get it over with.
Oh, boy.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm just going to say the bar for the defending the Raw Tag Team titles against Braun Strowman and TBA.
Yes.
You know, the more I look back on this, the more I laugh about it. Because this kid is recognized as a legit former tag team champion.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we talked about the other day, it's weird because I think we both had a negative reaction to this match.
When it first happened, yeah.
And if anybody actually don't know what we're talking about, Braun Strowman comes out into the audience, and after looking around for a minute, picks
Nicholas,
11-year-old kid?
10.
10-year-old kid brings it back.
Who ends up being the son of a friggin' referee. I don't even know if it was the referee that did the match. I don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
I mean, but think about that for him, for the ref. How fucking cool is that? You just got to award your son with the Raw Tag Team titles.
And that would have been sweet to do, as long as it would have been right before the main event of WrestleMania. And that's going to be my... That's the thing, I can't get past that. I can't...
But, and like I said, I think it was you that I was saying it to, is that if it would have been any earlier in the show, it would have soured the show for the rest. It would have soured the rest of the show.
Well, that's my point. It was a bad idea to do at WrestleMania. That's my point. Like SummerSlam.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
You know, like, I mean, you that's the exact logic I'm saying. Had you put that on earlier in the show, people would have got pissed. They put it on at the end of the show to suck people in because everybody was excited to see who the partner was. And then
I was complaining to you the entire night. When the hell are they going to reveal the partner?
And like we said, man, absolutely no hate or anything toward the kid or the guys in the match. Obviously, it's not. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. They did their job. They did it well. The whole thing went off very well.
Oh yeah, it did.
I like I said, I just don't agree with the way they built it up and how they manipulated the whole thing I just didn't like it. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it except for up to that point, I had such a high on this card. Like like I said, the AJ.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean the AJ match. Okay, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was still good. And this happened, and I'm like, all the people here for WrestleMania weekend. Now, here's a counterpoint for you, though. Something else to think about. And this is out of my own prediction. Because I'm sure there's some people who looks at it a completely different way. Because what was my prediction? I don't know if I said it on the show, but that night I said, I bet it'd be James Ellsworth. Because he's in New Orleans. Maybe I didn't say that to you. I don't know.
I think I know one of us said it.
Because I could very easily see somebody flipping that argument around with James Ellsworth. Because it's still a gimmick. It's still not someone who's going to be there every week. It's still not a real partner. So I guess it just depends on how you want to, I would have been okay with that more than the kid, but I could see the argument that would have been just as bad. So I don't. It just deflated me for the show.
But I mean, if you're gonna have him give up the titles the next night on Raw, which is exactly what happened, why choose a kid? Why not choose one of these umpteen Hall of Famers that are in town for the show that cannot go anymore? So you're going to have to relinquish the titles anyway, but give one of them their moment.
Could have done with Edge. Could have got on the crowd.
You know what? That would have been great. That would have been so cool.
Edge didn't have to wrestle. He could have sat there on the...
Yeah, he could have sat there on the apron.
Christian, maybe. I don't know. I think Christian could technically still wrestle if he wanted to. I don't know.
No.
I don't remember why
he can't.
No, he can't. Okay.
He cannot. You cannot touch him in the head.
Okay. I wasn't sure why he retired.
Now, speaking of which, did you watch the entire Hall of Fame?
Watched, yes. Listened to, no.
Yeah, because Hillbilly Jim was... Oh,
I muted Hillbilly Jim. I muted Ivory. I muted Goldberg.
I do have Hillbilly Jim's music in the possible for next year folder for the game.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't have to use them.
Oh, I'd use some Hillbilly Jim all day long. That's my special opponent for the next draft. I have someone even more surprising than Andre the Giant.
Hillbilly Jim. Country boy.
It's good old boy.
Country boy that wanted to be in the wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't listen to him for very long. But I did have it on the TV. Every once in a while I'd look over and go, God, he's still talking.
He's still talking! No, the Edge and Christian stuff with the Dudleys was just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. That was priceless, man. The Double J and Road Dogg singing With My Baby Tonight.
Dude, it was so bad, but that's what made it so good.
Yeah. I was thinking, come on, guys, you couldn't practice at least once before he went out? Like,
I know.
Maybe they weren't supposed to do it. I don't know.
Maybe it might have been a surprise to Jeff.
I was really shocked that they didn't find Bruce.
Oh my God, that would have been fantastic. Because Bruce would have sang the whole damn thing.
I'm really happy. I mean, obviously I'm happy for Bruce Pritchard too, but I'm really happy for Conrad Thompson. As a fan, he gets to have a show on WWE Network. Shit. That's like
yeah, but how censored is it going to be?
I'm curious, man. I'm curious.
How PG is it going to have to be?
They're claiming up and down that it's not. It's not. They said that we're still going to bring up Hulk Hogan. Probably still talk about Chris Benoit sometimes. We're still going to cuss. We're still going to this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, these are two pretty sharp business people. I don't think they would put themselves in a situation. But then again, they're two sharp business people, so we'll see.
Yeah, well,
I think they hold.
Although I will tell you, have you watched Camp WWE?
Not really.
Watch it, because the language on there is quite foul.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, so there's a couple shows on there where they're pretty blue.
I mean, there's F-bombs all over that show.
I mean, I think as long as it's marked properly,
yeah.
It's not so much,
you know. And now that I mentioned that, I'm even more curious to see how Bruce and Conrad are going to do.
Well, they said, because, a new episode came out today, and they were talking about it, and they said that it's like, we're not even changing when we're doing it. He's like, we're not going to WWE studios, he's like, I'm still at my house. Bruce is still at his house. The only difference is it's going to be on video. I'm like, okay.
I just realized my clock is dead. I got to put a battery in it.
It's 11:20.
Yeah, I know. I started looking at. I got a really nice clock. Never mind, I'm rambling.
Well, we said our piece. I think an interesting thing to point out, like we said the other night, is I haven't seen a lot of backlash about this online. Like, I was expecting more people to be complaining about it, the Strowman thing, and not really.
You know why? Because people love seeing the kid get a moment.
Yeah. Like I said, I would have, if I was a kid, I would have.
Softies, and they love seeing the kid get a moment.
And like I said, man, maybe I'm just looking at it the wrong way, because I was advocating for James Ellsworth to be the partner, and that's just as much of a freaking. I guess you could argue Ellsworth could actually get in the ring and do something, but then when you look at Strowman's character and what they're trying to do with him, I don't know. It doesn't matter how much you rationalize or talk about it afterward. The bottom line is, and I think you said the same thing, at the moment that it happened, it deflated me for the rest of the show.
Exactly, which is why it didn't go on earlier.
We can discuss the merits of it afterward, but as far as the show goes, yeah, I was like, oh my god, really?
Right.
And then we get to the main event, which is interesting.
Which is how I felt about that to start off too. Oh, Brock beat Roman. Why? Oh, why? Oh wait, the predictions for the last match. I put it up on Twitter that I am not accepting the point because I did pick Braun and you picked the Bar, and that's when I thought that we ended up tied, but I was ahead in that match or before that match, so I won the predictions because we both predicted the same outcome for the main event.
Yep.
I won the predictions 3-2, which means your character is getting all sorts of gussied up, sir.
Snap.
And like I said, I will have help with that. And that help is from my wife.
Oh, well, I can just imagine what havoc you could do on your own.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to post that one. So, yes, Brock beat Roman, which nobody saw coming.
After 16 F5s.
That's what it seemed like.
You know, you said something a little bit ago, and you made a really good point where it's like, because all I've done is complain the whole time about the predictability of this whole thing, and then they did something completely unpredictable, and it was still like, I don't even care. I just don't like this. I can't even put a finger on it. I'm just like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. Like,
and that's the thing, is that people love to boo Roman Reigns. People, quote, didn't want to see Roman Reigns as champion. However, what is the lesser of two evils here? I'm so incredibly sick of Brock Lesnar being shoved down our throats.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's not even that I don't like him. I'm just sick of seeing him. I have zero use for Brock Lesnar on my television.
Well, I'll tell you what they should use Brock Lesnar for. They should use him to either get Samoa Joe or Braun Strowman over. One of those
You're
guys.
absolutely right. But that's not going to happen because I guarantee it's in his contract that he only has to drop so many matches.
Well, you know, I actually, if you look at Brock Lesnar strictly as just what he can be when he's actually in the kayfabe aspect, it makes me sad because he could be like, if he actually cared. And I still don't think he does a bad job, all things considered. I mean, I don't know how much of an argument he has about losing or winning, because I know, like, you know, the shit with Bill Goldberg, that was his idea. Letting Goldberg squash him.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know, but it's just, it's almost like as bad as having that undefeated streak and never breaking it, which I guess technically that's what they've been doing with him, in a way. I just don't like that no one can beat him. I like that they got him to that point when they did and used him, because I just feel like if they had done it better, then like him breaking Undertaker's streak it wouldn't have felt so hollow. You could at least justify it a little more.
Right.
And I think they did use it pretty good for a while. I think what they did when he crushed John Cena I think that was all good. I think when Seth Rollins, when all this stuff happened with him and with Reign and Lesnar, I would have rather seen like just it was just so predictable even then, where it's like, okay, well, eventually we're going to get back to this. And you shouldn't be able to predict it that easily, you know? Which is why I guess him winning is kind of cool. For the second time, you see Brock Lesnar get a 1-2-3. We're like, what the fuck? That goes against every single thing I was expecting to happen.
And the thing is, a lot of people, including myself, feel like they called an audible. I feel like Roman was still supposed to go over, but because of the amount of blood, they called an audible so they could end the match and get Roman looked at. And they had to work very hard to get Brock to stay around until this Greatest Royal Rumble thing. I firmly believe that's what happened.
Do you think that have you heard the rumor about Brock and McMahon getting into it after the show?
Yes, and that's why I think they called an audible. Because I think Vince was forced to call that audible because of the blood, and then ripped Brock apart because of it once he got to Gorilla.
Makes sense.
Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I'll be really, really interested next year around this time when they put up WWE 24 of this year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, because something happened. I mean, regardless, even if you can't get a clear story, that's been repeated across various outlets in a lot of places. There was something happened, and it involved...
Yeah, there's no doubt that something happened.
I mean, there's still some people that think that him beating Undertaker was a
shoot that he went into business for himself.
Yeah. Now McMahon's come on Steve Austin's podcast and said that was his decision, and I just don't see McMahon lying about that. I don't know.
I don't either, but you can't work yourself into a shoot, brother.
Well, that's what's so hard to say. Did you ever listen to that podcast?
Oh yeah, I watched that live when it happened.
It's fascinating because over the course of the show, the first half of it is a very professional, very business Vince McMahon. But it was kind of cool because by the end of the show, it was a different side of Vince. He was really joking around with him and I don't know. I thought it was kind of he seemed like more like one of the boys toward the end of it, because the first part of it, he just came off as really he was on there to almost answer these questions. I'm not saying that happened, but a lot of people wanted to know what was going on with that, so he addressed it. Who knows, man?
I don't know, man.
Well, no, you know what I think? You know what I really think? I think Vince decided it was WrestleMania 30. Did Mark Calloway have a part in that? Who knows? Maybe he was...
I don't know that we're ever going to get the truth on that. We're going to get so many different stories. It's going to be one of those... It's going to be the second Ultimate Warrior story.
Yeah.
It's going to... In the past 4 years, it's already grown to mythical proportions. Because people have been talking about it for 4 years. What really happened that night? And I think the same thing is going to happen with this main event. What really happened? Did Brock go into business for himself? Did Vince call an audible? was this the way it was supposed to be? Was this the planned outcome? Was this the planned finish? Who knows?
Well, that's why I love about it, because when it gets you chasing your tail like that, because it came off so real. But on the other hand, I'm like, man, this is wrestling. Tony Schiavone says it all the time. He always looks at everything as a work. And
yeah,
man, it's like, am I just being a mark? You know what I mean? Are we just being marks? And that went down exactly. But then it comes back to the whole thing though. Something happened. Some kind of argument happened. Like, regardless of what it was, that seems to be a consensus. Because there's several details about it that have been repeated over and over again from like every source. That he threw the belt either at McMahon or at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your theory is as good as anything, because I don't know. I mean, it could also.
You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows except those involved, and to get the truth out of those involved is gonna be next to impossible.
Yeah. Good luck on that. That's that's what they do for a living.
You're right. Well.
Kayfabe.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the TGW review of WrestleMania 34 and the little side note of the wrestling name game. That feels like it was forever ago.
Well, shit, that was a half hour in. That was an hour and a half ago.
Holy God.
Overall, man, great show. I would put in I don't know. I may have to think about this. About top of my head, I'd put it in the top 10.
Oh, without question.
I think overall, man, I mean, they really delivered. There wasn't... Even the thing with Strowman wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because when you go back and look at it in retrospect, you get it.
Yeah.
And it's like I told you. It was the bullet that officially completely killed the Raw Tag Team division so they can start to rebuild it.
Well, some of that teams they got coming up, man, they can't make something happen. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Please, for the love of God, give me the Usos on Raw. Do I want to see the Usos and AOP have a feud? Absolutely.
The Revival. They ever get
the Usos and the Revival? Yeah, maybe.
We'll just have Revival.
Revival and AOP to renew their feud from NXT. Hell yes. Oh, that was another thing I forgot to mention. Asuka. I was going to talk about this with Ember Moon. Remember, I said I feel like Ember Moon is going to be getting her comeuppance against Asuka. Now that Asuka's streak is broken, I guarantee you, in the next year, Ember Moon will pin her.
I'm excited for that, man.
Hot take. Right now, as of this recording, it is April 13th, 2018 at 11:35 p.m. Ember Moon will pin Asuka before next year's WrestleMania. Either before or at next year's WrestleMania.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think, once again, as long as Ember A doesn't get booked shitty, B doesn't get hurt, or C doesn't just start slipping, given the cool feud that they had in NXT, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have those two. Have them, go back, exchange
renew
victories.
That rivalry and give Ember her win. For the love of God.
I'm down with that. To see my ladies in the ring.
Yeah. All of the Litas. All of the Litas.
So many Litas. And now we got an Australian Lita. God, she is fucking... Oh my God, dude.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TG Wrestling. You can follow us on Twitter at ThoseGuys734. You can follow me on Twitter at EvilPenguin1981. You can follow my partner in crime on Twitter at
OddSmith311.
And you can search for our videos on YouTube by searching Those Guys Wrestling, or you can search for Bananarama TV on YouTube by searching #ControlFreaks.
We're usually the very first entrance at the top of the page. Go to our channel and hit subscribe, then go to the right-hand side to feature channels, and you'll find Those Guys Wrestling there. Give us a subscribe, and you can catch old episodes of TGW Wrestling, pay-per-view reviews, and all other programming on there, as well as Facebook under videos. So no excuse not to watch.
That is right. So, for OddSmith311, I am Evil Penguin Gaming, signing off. And as always, we have been counted down a 1, a 2, a 3.
WrestleMania.